Peaches, and I have
Jaime y DeAnda from Los Chamacos. Hello.
So I want to welcome you here to Tucson. I know you're at the Casino del Sol, and you have a really busy weekend, right?
Yeah, it's always nice when you leave your hometown, your home state, and come out way over here and see our fans from over here in Arizona, and especially Tucson. We have a lot of fans out here. We appreciate their support. And what's great about coming back is we miss them as much as they miss us. So that's the good part, And we know that we're going to give it all we can tonight, and it's going to be one heck of a show.
And you always give it 100%. I've seen your shows in San Antonio. Your energy hasn't changed.
Thank you.
So that's always like good to see that you keep that same style. Have you always been like that?
I grew up with my family back in the days, and I love to dance, and as I was learning music at the same time, my family, we played a lot of places in Houston, and I would watch Uncle Flores, I would watch Flores La Rosa, I grew up with Naranjo, Ricky, let's see, Bella, everybody. So as I was listening to them, once in a while, I'd take off in the dance floor and start dancing a lot, and I would love to dance rancheras, wapangos and everything. So my mom would tell me, you need to learn how to dance more if you're going to get out there. So when I'm with my sisters and everybody, so I would love to do something like that. And I got so used to dancing with the music so much that as we were learning, music back with my family, it was me and my cousin Dave DeAnda, my nephew Ruben DeAnda, and we were all family. They're not realizing we were going to create a band because, we mostly did a lot of house parties, because I started when I started with my dad, I started out as a drummer. I was like 6 years old, and I didn't think I was going to be a drummer, but I was listening to music and following my dad. Like my mom said, go with your dad every weekend. And I said, well, look what happened going with my dad every weekend. Because I got attached to him and I got attached to music. So from there, my cousins were following us. They'd hang out with us every weekend. So we'll be at home practicing and playing and listening to music. Back then, it was only AM music, AM radio stations we would listen to, yeah. So, we'd all play around and we'd get the instruments and try to learn how to, play polkas and stuff. And before you know it, I thought about dancing with the accordion. I didn't let a spice the conjunto because every conjunto that I watched, back then, of course, no one would really, really actually dance until I started seeing Amigos en Vivo. The dancing cowboy. So I give credit to who deserves it because I grew up watching his music, and of course he wrote that song Pájaro Negro that I recorded. There's a lot of recognition of him. And there's another man called Ned Ponce that he grew up with us back in San Antonio and Houston. He was the first man to pick up the accordion in the air and play a polka.
Oh, really?
And I used to be the drummer, so I was like 9 years old, 10 years old watching him do that. So I would remember these little things that he was doing and stuff, and I thought, how can we, bring it back with the young generation? And whatever we do today, well, back then, I'm sure the kids are going to laugh at us and think it's funny because they did. We were playing a lot of house parties, when you're young and you're involved with the music so much, you think, this is fun and everything, but after a while I thought, now I want to take a break and go play out there, you're a kid, and I said, I want to go out there and play and, take a break, and my dad's like, no, not yet, we still got to finish the whole hour.
So
my dad was a bajo player, he used to play the bajo sixto, yeah, and he had a mechanic shop, and next door, my dad's brother, he had a gas station. So my dad was always listening to music and I would play the bajo and stuff, so I was always with him. And before you know it, I had steel rods and I was banging the fans and banging all kinds of stuff. That's what made my dad tell my mom, get him some drums before he breaks everything in the office. And from there on, I really didn't realize what we were going to start, what we were going to create, and how important music really is to one. Back then when we heard the artists, it was still growing, the music was still growing. It's not like today how it's expanded, it's so different today, but I didn't realize.
What do you think, is it different? The style, I know, is different now, but do you think that it has the opportunity to grow even more? Because back in the day it was really big, right?
We always ask each other, we always wonder, what changes? Sometimes it's like, they say it's like a cycle, it happens for a reason, or people get tired, or people get burned out, or it came in too fast, and then, it's like, where's it going, the next step. And to me, I grew up with conjunto, and I try not to change it too much. And I believe that if this is what's going to make me, I want to try to make it, known throughout as far as I can throughout the world, wherever we can travel, wherever people can hear our music. And they always ask me, well, you grew up with conjunto, you think of changing it or doing different styles? I said, well, I mean, this is what I love, this is what I love to do. Why not let it be known? If we're conjunto, stay conjunto. Why can't it be internationally known also? And that's what's helping today. But I don't know, we're trying to bring the fans back, and there's just, I think today's music, I feel that a lot of musicians, first of all, I'll say this. Back then, any band you heard on the radio station, you knew who it was.
Right.
If you heard Mas, you knew it was Mas.
Right.
You heard a song from Red, you knew it was Red Bolero, Sombra. You knew it was, anybody. You could say Chamacos. Everybody says, you could hear the band. Today, even myself, I hear a lot of bands on the radio station, and I don't know who's who. I try to recognize, because I think everybody's, saying, oh, well, I'm going to copy this style, I'm going to copy this style, I'm going to copy this style. So everybody's copying everybody else. That it doesn't sound original, so you can just steal it like back then. And a lot of times, la gente mexicana, they really go out and support la música, and that's what we love to see too. We wish our Tejanos, our fans would realize, it's easy to say, oh, where's our music? But, going out there and buying the CDs and buying tickets and going to the shows, it means really a lot. To say I support it is one, but to go out there and really go out and support.
And you've had a lot of success because you've had like 30 plus years in the industry, right?
Thank you. Yes, I'm going on 35 or 36.
And that's I mean, it seems that you've been really successful. Everyone knows Jaime. Everyone knows Jaime y Los Chamacos. I mean, here in Tucson, we love your music here. The station that I'm with, Tejano's Best, we're based out of Fort Worth, Texas. Of course, everyone knows you in Texas, So you have a lot of success. Do you contribute like a certain factor for that success? Do you? Just your style.
I guess it's the love for music and not realizing what we've done so far and how far we've still been in the game, like you said, for so many years to stick around. It's really hard to have a good team and have like the guys that I have today. My drummer, 18 years, Ruben Mendoza. My bajo player is Roel Jocelyn. His dad is René Jocelyn, de los Favoritos.
Okay.
So he recorded a song with us on the other CD called Born to Be Bad. That's why he recorded a song. So that's his dad. So they come from conjunto background. He's been with me 25 years on the Bajo Sexto, Roel. And of course, the youngest one, percussion. He's our youngest one. He's the griton. He's And we're getting older and stuff like that. So you always need someone to get the other young generation going, and we gave him that opportunity. Because it's like I just celebrated another birthday, and I feel like either sometimes fans pick on me. I remember he used to spin like 10 or 13 times on stage.
Yeah.
I said, how many times I spin now? 5. They're counting. I said, oh God, they are counting.
I see the videos.
They tell me, yeah. I said, well, and then I think my bass player, Eduardo Rones, he's been with me 33 years, 33 years together. And they have that kind of bond and faith in each other and sacrifice and still be together and come out there and still prove that we're still here.
So they're like family.
Music, yeah. Well, we take care of each other. Of course, we all survive. And whether one eats, we all eat. Or one doesn't eat, we don't eat. And the name of the game is to let them know that we're still here. Our music we're still trying to do our best to keep it alive. Because, a lot of fans always say, like you said, where's it going? It has slowed down. It's the trend. But, we're doing our best.
You collaborated recently with Tony Guerrero. I'm really good friends with Teresa and Tony. And when I heard that song, at first, I was over at the TTMAs and he showed me a little, snippet of the song. And it was just the beat at first. And then to hear the words and to know who he collaborated with and you were part of that's pretty awesome to hear it all put together.
When I first recorded a long time, it took a while for me to collaborate with anybody, because nobody really wanted to do anything with it. We felt, are we just too conjunto? It's like until finally Bobby Pulido wrote a song called Conjunto No Morirá. So he asked his dad, Roberto, who can I give a song to? Roberto, I grew up with Roberto, the dad, everybody. He's looking at Bobby, really? He said, well, that song fits Jaime y Los Chamacos. But then when he goes, oh yeah. So he called me. We went to the studio and we were talking about it. When we talked about it, he thought about producing it. I asked him, sing it with me. So he sang the song with us. He was my first one to collaborate, to do something, a duet with, And after that, I finally had the opportunity to sing on my latest CD. I did it with Destiny, Remedio.
Right.
They wrote a song. Rigo and them, they wrote a good song. So I did one. She was my first female for me to record with a female.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God, they have a lot of talent.
Yeah, a lot of talent.
And from there, well, Tony started doing the same thing too. Get different artists. Talking about, me and Dave Farias and all these other guys were doing something. When he sent me the song, I didn't hear the music yet. I just saw the lyrics and said, "That's what's up." Well, it's funny because you know how he talks, to me, he talks crazy. He goes, "Hey, Jaime, I sing you the song, man. That's what's up." And I'm thinking he's still talking. I think, okay, where is it? He goes, "That's it. What? That's what's up." He's telling us, "What? That's the name of the title." I was going back and forth with it. I thought he was kidding. Oh my God, yeah. And then I started playing the music, and my wife and Darlene started listening to him. We thought, oh my God, we're talking, and yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, right? And we're using it, that phrase often without realizing it. But yeah, he came up with a good idea. And when I went to his house to work on it with him in the studio and stuff, and we were laughing so much and thinking, and I kept thinking, am I going to be able to do it without laughing? Or he's a very talented person too. So many years, we grew up with them back in the Suniga days in the 80s. Back I used to go to Chicago. I used to play a lot in Chicago, South in Indiana, out there in Ohio. We used to tour a lot, and we did it. Fiesta del Sol. We had 80,000 people out there back then. It was crazy. It was crazy. And they had two stages. They had one, we had one. It was like Texas against Chicago, and it was a big riot with music, and stuff. So it was really something good and something special that we were doing together, not realizing that we were bringing a lot of fans involved, And he had his style and we had our style. And it's nice to know that up to now, we still communicate, we're still talking. Let's do something while we can. I'm glad he is, because we're getting older. Like I said, I just celebrated a birthday in January, and we don't realize it. So not only that, I'm talking to my other fellows, my cousin DeAnda, I'm talking to Juan P, and we're seeing projects, in the future about maybe collaborating and doing something new. I tell them, we're all getting old before you know it.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Were you ever going to collaborate with David?
Yeah, we're already talking about it too. It's just that a lot of times, he's in his own world, I'm in my own world, and by the time we get together, he's out of town, but we're talking a lot more now. They're trying to figure out now is what song, what oldie, what classic, or, because...
And he's your cousin?
He's my cousin.
Okay.
His dad and my dad were brothers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so, we started it together. We started a lot of stuff, started the music, but not realizing. So, it'd be nice, to do something with them, while we still can. I tell them, hey, before we're looking at each other on wheelchairs and we should have done something, it's too late. But we're hoping to, our future projects.
I'm going through this list here. You've done a lot in Tejano. 8 Grammy Award nominees, 3 Latin Grammys. You also played for the president, President Clinton, twice, and the First Lady. Was that at the White House? No,
we did that at the... It was in Brownsville at the airport when he came down. You see, I was touring a lot with Mr. Salomon Ortiz, the U.S. Congressman from South Texas, and we always did a lot of campaigns with Johnny Canales.
Oh, yeah.
So Johnny Canales and Mr. Salomon introduced me to him, and he's a big Tejano fan, Conjunto fan, and he started telling me more and more. We were working a lot with him, and he had chartered us in planes from Brownsville to Corpus because he had a campaign. Bill Clinton was coming in, and he was doing a lot for us in Brownsville. And Johnny said, hey, you want to do something, we got to bring some Chamacos in, this and that. So a lot of props really go to Johnny Canales. When we first started, what he did was something so special that, fighting out there, putting it on TV, traveling with us. He used to travel with me in my school bus. He always makes fun of me when we were in the school bus climbing the mountains over here in California. I'm going like 20, 30 miles an hour up the mountains, and he would always tell me, hey man, pull over. I said, why? I'll meet you at the top, and when you get there, let me go. He'd always, because we were in a school bus, and he was with us, Johnny Canales. We both started together. And he's like a brother to us. And whenever he can, whenever he needs us, or whatever TV show he has, he's always done what he has. But he's done it for everybody. Tejano, Conjunto, Norteño.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pushed everybody. He's gone out there and fought for everybody. I think he deserves a really big plus because he's the one that gave us all the chance for people out of state and to watch us on TV and give something special. Like what Johnny Carson does and stuff like that back in the days.
Right.
So my props I give to Mr. Johnny Canales.
Right.
He's a heck of a man.
Well, I want to thank you. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you have other things to do, and
And I can talk a lot.
no, it's okay. That's what makes the interview, you know. So, what's your next project coming up? Where can people find your merchandise? And you have your website.
Yeah, you can find us of course on Facebook, Jaime, DeAnda y Los Chamacos. Or, there's so many things out there. Especially, it's easier also we have a website, www.jaimeyloschamacos.com. But you can find us on Facebook. Look us up, look Jaime DeAnda, look Los Chamacos up. You'll find us on there. Our merchandise. A lot of times we have merchandise and sometimes we don't have. When we don't bring merchandise, people are asking. When we bring merchandise, people are not asking. Yeah, so it's like we don't know when or when not to. But a lot of times we do a lot of shows in Texas. So we're waiting. We like to. When we come out of state, we appreciate that the fans get to finally come out and see us. And, that's what we're hoping for tonight. And we do have a lot of merchandise tonight for the fans.
And part of that supporting the artists is buying the merchandise.
Ma'am. Definitely. Not only that, buying the CD,
buying the music.
Yeah, buying the music, supporting, go out there and buy the CD. I mean, today's technology, I know if you buy the CD, if you want to burn that for yourself because you don't want to scratch it, that's what I do myself, But, but that's fine. But when you say, hey, well, I'm going to bring one for the tia, la tia, and everybody else, well, you're kind of, you're hurting the artist because today, look at everybody today. There's not that many record labels now anymore that even has lost faith in the market, because they think it's a small market. But it's like this because our fans have forgotten. Our fans have forgotten how important it is. I mean, I see a lot of fans out there, and supporting sports, and they love football, and everybody. I see them out there. Hey, just like you love that.
$200 for a George Strait ticket or something.
I mean, we're still like $10 in Texas when you go to Texas. We come over here, what they charge over here, and I tell the fans in Texas, say, look at the fans out of state. Yeah, but they always say, but they already get to see. I said, that's what I'm saying. You guys are spoiled. We spoil you guys here, at the same time. But, it's about supporting the bands. When you support the bands and help the bands out, what do? We reinvest our money a lot. We try to get new, better equipment. We try to get, wardrobe costs money. With your transportation you're going to travel in, where you stay, Motel 6 or Marriott is, people look at everything. But, today it's a budget. You have to work with your budget. And at the same time, if we can come out here and still give our music, give them our best, it's not what we say, what we do, it's what we do on stage. It means a lot to us.
That's right. And you do an awesome job. I want to thank you for your time and always for being so nice. And Darlene, a big shout out to Darlene. And we want to give a shout out to Johnny and Helen.
Yeah, Johnny Chanclas. Hey. And La Chiflada, saludos. Thank you guys. Of course, we'll see you next time you come back down to Texas at the tacos.
Rocky's
Tacos.
Tacos.
I know I'm getting hungry again, but saludos for you guys, man. And thank you for all what you guys do on the radio station. We appreciate your support on the Throwdown Mix.
So I'm DJ Peaches from Tejano's Best and Tejano Nation, and I want to thank Jaime
DeAnda from Los Chamacos. Thank you.